I think we're live. Are we live, everyone? Are we? Yes, we are. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful, I think, August 20th? Yeah, August 20th, 2024. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, afternoon, midnight, wherever you're in the world. I'm certainly having a great day myself, and we are joined by no one. Yeah. So it seems like, as of now, I'm by myself. So we are doing a Senate prediction, an updated 2024 Senate map prediction just by myself. We may have others tonight. Now, we do got the Florida primaries, which we will have a little bit in a second, because there are results incoming. It's Florida. I'm not really going to pay attention to it. We may look at it a little bit, but yeah. Now, before we continue with today's stream, I hope you enjoy these type of streams. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Again, folks, all support is greatly appreciated. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, the best way is to send super chats via the chat. Again, I'll try to read through as much chat as possible, but usually super chat's the best way to get your questions answered. And yeah, we have super chat actually. Two of them. Princess Rider for 5. That was the first one to break Youngkin's RNC news. First one to break Obama didn't want Harris. And first one to break they want to replace Harris. Oh boy. So, for those that don't know, Princess Rider is someone that works for the... Is it North Carolina GOP? Yes, I believe it's the North Carolina GOP. He works with them, and he's been pretty spot on about a lot of stuff. So, if he's saying that they want Harris gone, yeah. Princess Rider for 5, and I say all that because the plan to replace Harris is still on the table by Biden allies, even if they can't do it at the DNC. Well, how would they do that? Like, would they do it like a writing campaign? Or what? SoCal Loom for 2, we want Tyrone. I think Tyrone's gone this week. Yeah, I think he's not here. So, let's see here. Chief Officer Henry Wilder for 2. Who do you think will win the North Carolina governor's race? I have it tied. 50-50. 50-50-50. That's how I think it is. I mean, I guess, you know, it just depends how much Trump wins it by. I do not believe Harris is winning there. I just refuse to accept that. Especially when you have Virginia and Georgia having big swings to the right. Why would North Carolina have a shift to the left? Like, what? There's no data points to indicate that North Carolina is going to shift Democrat. But apparently it is. So, free Tyrone. Yeah, no, he's just gone this week. He is gone. So, F's in chat for Tyrone. And already got results out of Florida. We just started the stream 4 minutes ago, and already they have counted on the Democrat side 12% of the vote, Republican side 7%. We just started like 5 minutes ago. And we're already getting results. A quick reminder that Washington is still counting votes. Just a quick reminder. My goodness, I can't believe that Florida's already counting votes. Princess Rider for 5. The plan to replace her will be one of the two. Faithful electors announced they will cast for Biden or use state laws to put Biden on the ballot. Well, if that happens, I would laugh hysterically, but I don't know. I just don't see if that's, I don't know if that's possible. The only way I could see that happening is if there's some kind of, like, loophole in the law where it says, you know, you have to get votes or something to be on the ballot, or maybe, I don't know. That's how you do it. Yeah, this is Florida. Every state should have Florida laws in voting. I mean, look at this. 5 minutes in, they already counted 15% of the vote on the Democrat side. Now, 17%. And Republicans are going to absolutely kill Democrats here. Holy smokes. Broward County. That's about, how many is that? Like 80,000 votes. Broward. Yeah, Republicans are kind of bad there. Not a surprise, but it is early. So, our dog show for 5. Didn't you have a video about Nebraska being winner take all? Any chance for this election? That one electoral vote can make all the difference. I don't think it's going to happen. Like, Governor, how do you say, is it, what's his name? I can never remember the Nebraska guy. He's trying to get it passed, but it's not happening. Alex Maddox for 2. Florida is the embodiment of election integrity. Yeah, it is. I mean, the fact is, 10 years ago, Florida had the worst election system. I mean, everyone knows what happened. I think, was it Broward County? Was that the county that corrupt person, like, did her things? I'm pretty sure. Jim Pillen, thank you. Yeah, it's Jim Pillen. Jim Pillen in Nebraska, he's trying to get a pass, but you got rhinos in the legislature saying, no, we can't do it. But yeah, I think every state should have election laws like Florida. I mean, what? We started the stream 7 minutes ago, and already it's 22% counted on the Democrat side, 16% on the Republican side. By the time that the panhandle closes, you're going to have like half the state done. That's how you should count votes. By like within an hour, you should have like half your votes counted at the bare minimum. Probably closer to 70. So, yeah. Brenda Snipes, thank you. Yeah, Brenda Snipes, go look her up. She, actually, you know what? Let me pull her up. Oh, whoops. I forgot to include the background. Whoopsies. Let me include it real quick. Let me find it. Princess Rider for 5. Finally, regarding RFK, his campaign has been talks with Trump's for 3 weeks now. His VP said out loud today to push the DNC to talk to him also. Yes, I think you're gonna see RFK probably drop out. That's my take. I just don't think he has anything going for him. All right, there we go. Got the background open. Yeah, so for those that don't know who Brenda Snipes is, she was a former Broward County election former supervisor of elections of Broward County, excuse me. And, look up her wiki page. Listen, I know there's some counties like Detroit, Chicago, or not counties, but cities like Detroit, Chicago, Philly. They have some shit elections. Well, look at this. Where is it? 2012. Close to 1,000 uncounted ballots were discovered a week after the election. In the 2004 general, thousands of absentee ballots were lost in Broward County. County election officials said that approximately 58,000 absentee ballots were delivered to the Postal Service to be mailed to voters, but the post office claimed to have never received them. Listen, before DeSantis and Rick Scott took over, this is what Florida had to deal with. My goodness. Can you imagine? Like, oh yeah, we didn't count 1,000 ballots, 58,000 votes just disappeared. It keeps going, and 2018 was a complete circus. Everyone remembers this, I think. They were trying to take it from Ron a week after the fact, and yeah. That's Florida before Rick Scott and Ron DeSantis. Jess Unleashed has been a member for 21 months. Didn't in 2020 governor North Carolina? Was the polls off by 10? Yes, they were. They were off by like 10. But yeah, this was the lady that ran Broward County for years. And the second that she got thrown out of the blue, this entire region shifted right. What does that tell you? I mean, seriously, how is that just a coincidence? The one lady that screws up the elections every year, magically, the second she's gone, that entire region trends right. I mean, really? You cannot tell me with a straight face, that's just a fluke, that's a coincidence. Yeah, bullshit. It's a good thing DeSantis won in 2018. Yeah, him winning changed history. So, Republican counties in every state should all just say they found 1 million ballots for Trump. I agree. Charlie Howard for 5. If RFK drops out and endorses, accept a Trump polling bump, maybe. I see Trump getting maybe 75% RFK voters if that happens. I agree. I think if Trump gets the RFK endorsement, for one, I think it gives him the election. I don't see how he loses at that point, because that's the one thing that's going to possibly hold Trump back. There are a bunch of RFK voters that they're never going to vote for Harris, but there are some that would probably vote for Trump. American Nerd for 2. Rap thoughts of Bashir's comments and JD Vance. It proves the Democrat Party is full of lunatics, even the quote-unquote moderates. I mean, this nut job, he said, yeah, I hope that one of JD Vance's like daughters or whatever, or wife, she gets raped or something. Let me pull this up. It's some insane statement he made today on Morning Joe, of course. I gotta find it. I think it was... I gotta look at what he exactly said. It was some absolutely crazy thing. Andy Beshear. Yeah. This is what this bozo said. Like, this is the Democrat Party in 2024. Look at this. Oops, wrong. There we go. Still loading. There we go. Look at this. Make him go through this. This asshole. I just can't believe he said this. He's basically saying, yeah, I hope one of Vance's family members gets raped. That's what he's implying here. And he could have corrected it later. He could have said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. But no, he doubled down on it. Like a day, like 5 hours later, he said, never mind. You know, I didn't say anything wrong. Chief Officer Henry Wilder for 5. What did you think of Mark Robinson saying some folks need to be unalived? Not good for him. You know, it's stuff like that that could turn people off from Robinson. But, yeah. Yeah, Andy Beshear's a bozo. The fact is that he could have been the VP selection just a couple weeks ago. And then he said this. Unbelievable. Unfrickin' believable. Beshear's grifting off his dad's last name. Yeah, exactly, he is. If it wasn't for his last name, he would have gotten crushed in 2019. Even like against the corrupt loser. What's his name? The guy that just an absolute embarrassment. He's such a bad Republican that I forgot his name. Someone in Kentucky got to pay. Okay, no, we're not saying stuff like that. All right, so I think it's time to do an updated Senate map prediction. Is it time? I think so. Any more results out of Florida? Oh yeah, 13 minutes in and already we have a third of the vote counted. A quick reminder that some states wait like 3 hours or count 5% of the vote. Belvin. Yeah, Bevin, excuse me, not Belvin, Bevin. Yeah, it's like, you get Matt Bevin. It's like, you can't even remember the guy's name. That should tell you everything about that race. If they had a halfway decent Republican running, they would have beaten Beshear. It would have been close, like it was. But, yeah. How do you feel about Warnock's speech? It sucked. American Nerd for 3. Rap, should we be worried about Gates tonight? No. He's gonna win. David Cameron. Yeah, David Cameron ran in 2021. Or 2023, I should say. His problem is... or was Andy Beshear. He's not seen as a radical because he can't do anything. The state legislator's like 80% Republican, and anything he does, it just gets vetoed or overturned by this legislator. All right. So let us start for sure, no matter what you do, safe Republican states. I'm not even going to mess around. Nebraska's not being close. Don't trust the polls that have Osborne up by a point. No, we're not falling for this crap again. I know it's an independent. It could help them a little bit, but... Jack Wilder for 2. Lichtman giving Harris the win. Officially. Thoughts? Lichtman's a clown. The guy would have predicted Biden if he was still the nominee. Which is just crazy to say, but it's true. The guy is just ignoring the fact that, oh yeah, no one voted for Harris. She didn't get a single vote in the primary. Meanwhile, Joe Biden got like 15 million votes. Virtually all the delegates, and he's not the nominee. Yeah, well, what a great system you got. You somehow get rewarded for telling the primary voters to go F themselves. Bullshit. Bullshit. All right, so let's continue with the map. Wyoming, Utah, North Dakota, West Virginia, Indiana. We're not messing around with Texas and Florida. Like, it could be likely. We'll just say likely. Fine. As for Democrats, California, Washington, I'm not trusting New Mexico. Hawaii, Minnesota, Maryland's gone. I know it's a Democrat state, but what the hell is Larry Hogan doing? What is that campaign? Again, it's Maryland. I know you have to be a moderate. You have to appear as a, a nonpartisan Republican. I get that. but you're just running as a leftist. You're not going to win. You're just going to piss off a bunch of Trump voters, and they're going to say, "Nah, we're not gonna vote for this." Nope. This Bashir guy is the same guy who says my faith teaches me the golden rule, then he wishes Vance's wife is violated. Yeah. Well, if Bashir's a clown. He's full of shit. Old hail Harry Hogan. Well, no, not Harry. Larry Hogan sucks. Alright, he would have never been that good anyways, but at least he's better than a Democrat. But at this point, it's like, he's running as a Democrat. Who cares? Yeah, the campaign fell apart. You have to run as a moderate, not just a partisan Democrat. That's how you win in Maryland, as a Republican. If you go too far left, well, Republican voters, they still make up like 35% of the vote. Right? Is it 35? Yeah, 32%. If you piss those 32% off, you can win half of Democrats, but you're not going to win. That's your problem. All right. As for Democrats, New Jersey, by the way, S a chat for Bob Menendez. There goes any hopes of that state. Delaware, New York, Connecticut, the rest of the Northeast, nothing really to say here. And we have Virginia. You know, I think Virginia will swing right, but I think Hunt Cow's going to lose. Sad but true. K-Cup for 5. The more I hear about Hamill and Fan Expo, I'm more happy I didn't go. He said, may the force be with you. Unless you're MAGA, then go force yourself. Yeah, Mark Hamill's lost it. It's just weird to me that just 5 years ago, 5 years ago, if you would have said that, you would have been seen as insane to suggest that Mark Hamill would have said that. But now it's like, oh yeah, he's just a complete lunatic on Twitter. I'll make a nerd for 5. Rap, did you hear about Sean O'Brien not being invited to speak at the DNC? Also, were there more riots there today? Please say yes. Didn't see anything. Luke Newman for 2. When are you gonna do a house prediction in August? I'm hoping for tomorrow, but we may have an emergency stream tomorrow because I'm hearing something right now that we could be seeing RFK drop out. I'm having a hard time speaking. We could be seeing RFK drop out tomorrow. I'm hearing that right now. Like, I cannot confirm it, but there's rumors circulating that RFK is going to drop out tomorrow and endorse Trump. Dustin Carter for 2. Cameron didn't have appeal to Central/Western Kentucky. Yeah, that's part of it. Well, I think he should have ran as a Trump candidate, and he really didn't. So, that's his problem. Again, I like Cameron, but it was not enough of a Trump campaign. The stroke is coming, Rap. Yeah. But it sounds like RFK is about to endorse Trump. Again, this could be bullshit, but it sounds like there's some legitimacy to it. If that's the case, Trump's be the next president. I just don't see how at that point you lose if you're Trump. Because RFK voters are going to break for you by a lot. And you know, some of them were undecided. But now that RFK's backing Trump, they'll be like, screw this. We're not voting for Harris. RFK's hurting Trump at this point. Yeah, and I think he realizes that he may disagree with Trump on a lot of stuff, but to him, at least you could say, well, we get 4 more years of Trump. 4 years of Trump was not the end of the world. If you're a Democrat, a common sense Democrat, someone that realizes, oh wait, not everything's on Twitter, but you realize that 4 years of Trump, not that bad. But if you have even 4 years of Harris, you're talking about a complete disaster that I don't know if you can recover from. Like, you're talking about price control, a 60% corporate tax, or 30% corporate tax rate, 60% capital gains tax. Absolute insanity. People are saying, look at Florida. We are 20 minutes into the stream, and they have counted 60 to 50% of the vote in Florida. My God, no other state would do this. Every other state except maybe like Texas would take a year to count. And already we are at half the vote within 20 minutes. Wow. That is absolutely nuts. Ben Cynics for 2. Chris Nelson in shambles if that happens. The guy's going to vote for Harris. He's already shilling for him. It's like, wait, you're supporting Kamala Harris? I thought you're a conservative. What do you support if what if Harris makes you make you think, oh yeah, that's a conservative? She's not. There's nothing conservative about Kamala Harris. Late-term abortions, a wide-open border, all of that. It's a mess. American Nerd for 5. Rap. Apparently Stephanie Grisham, a former press secretary under Trump who never held a briefing, just spoke of the DNC about 10 minutes ago. I don't know who that is. Rap, how much different would this Maryland Senate race would have been if David Trone won? By the way, Trone won't be running to Congress as he ran in Senate primary. I think Trone would have won anyways, but yeah. Kamala would destroy the country with mass amnesty. Well, that's true. People gotta understand that you can live with 4 more years of Trump. You may not like him, but at least you could live through it. 4 years of Harris, you're talking about amnesty. You're never going to win an election again. You're never going to regroup. You're going to get crushed in the future. You're never going to have any pathway to victory, ever. But some people really think, oh, we just elected Democrat. They're going to give us everything we want. No. What's going to happen is they're going to say, thank you for your vote. Now here's 80% taxes. Here's mass amnesty and free health care for illegals. That's what's going to happen. And you get nothing. You're going to be poor. You're not going to have any money. Give us all your money. You're either going to be very poor or really rich. No in between. No middle class. That's what's going to happen. But some people are saying, nope, we want that. Yeah, sure. What a good idea. What a good idea. All right, back to the actual prediction. So, let's start with, I want to say Pennsylvania. McCormick is making it a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. All right, I'll give him credit. He is running a damn good campaign. Problem is, he's going against Bob Casey. If this was against Fetterman, he probably would have won. But at this point in time, I think it's likely Democrat. And I forgot to mention probability prediction here. That means safe is over 90% Democrat, or 90% chance of happening. That means California has a 99.9% chance of being Democrat. You know, vice versa, likely 75, 90%, etc. Alex Maddox for 2. Scott has almost the same vote share as Florida Democrats numbers. Florida Democrats. Numbers? What? As Florida Democrats. Okay. Let me look. Oh my gosh, he does. And they've counted less votes for Republicans. Holy crap. Holy smokes. How is Miami-Dade looking? You combine all the Democrats, that's like what? I'm gonna say like 76,000. Or like, let's say 80,000. Rick Scott himself has 70,000. Holy smokes. Jack Wilder for 2. Do you have a chance at 2028 in future? What? Do we have a chance? Okay, you kind of messed that up. But yeah, so if we win 2024, obviously, I think we have a future. But if we lose in 2024, it's over. Princess Rider for 5. Could be nothing, but Vance is apparently set to have a phone call with Nicole tonight. And Trump a call with RFK tomorrow. Again, could be nothing, OC. Yeah. Of course. Of course. Yeah. But the thing with RFK is, it's not going to be that hard to convince him to endorse Trump. I don't think so, at least. Because it's like, okay, with Trump, yeah, you may disagree with him on, like, immigration or whatever, but on stuff like the First Amendment, you can agree with them far more than Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, where they want to lock you up for saying something mean. Now, as for what RFK is going to do in the cabinet, I think it's going to be like CDC, FDA. Someone said he should be the health czar. Not against that idea. Again, I disagree with some of the stuff RFK says, but he does bring up some good points about some stuff. Not, you know what, but yeah. Florida's making a statement. Yeah, we're not even 25 minutes into the stream, and they've already counted half the votes. By the time the panhandle fully closes, it's going to be like 80%. That's how you do elections. This is how every state should do their elections. You count 80% of your vote within like an hour. And of course the rest throughout the night, but you should have a good idea how it's going within an hour, not 5 hours later and we have no clue. Hey Rap, do you think John Curtis will be an egregious rhino like Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins? I think he's gonna be cringe on like the environmental issues, but outside of that, I think he'll be just fine. But yeah, not good. All right, time for updated map. Okay, Michigan. Mike Rogers is putting up a good fight. I still think Slotkin's the favorite, but hey, he has a pathway. I think it's unlikely at this point just because, you know, I don't know. It's one of those states where I think if Trump wins it by like 2, yeah, Mike Rogers wins it, but if Harris wins it, I don't see how Rogers wins. I guess it's possible, but very unlikely. Let's see here. Eric CB 912 for 5. Seen a lot of Hogan attack ads and I'm in Florida. Does this mean Dems are wasting money in Maryland? I don't know. They might. But yeah, waste the money in Florida. Go ahead. Yeah, this is a good sign for Democrats where they could surely win Florida. Look at this. Republicans they're 57% in on the Republican side, 66% in on the Democrat side, and Republicans are already outvoting Democrats by hundreds of thousands of votes. Holy smokes. What a beatdown. I mean, Rick Scott himself has more votes than every other Democrat combined. Great night for Democrats. Not. Ben Sinnix for 2. GOP got crushed for Dade mayor. Really? Is that true? Let's see. Oh, that's the incumbent. Well, if it's an incumbent, that's a little bit different, but I haven't seen anything about that. Let's see here. Keep RFK in a powerless cabinet position. I think RFK is useful in some areas, but yeah, don't make him like, you know, the gun czar, obviously. Make him like the health czar. Panhandle isn't even in. Yeah, when the Panhandle comes in, Rick Scott's gonna just blow them out of the water completely. It's not gonna be close at all. Yeah, holy shit, 700,000 for Rick Scott. Yeah, I mean, that's just crazy. And we're only 28 minutes in. Any updates? They're gonna keep counting votes. They're actually counting votes, not like with Washington, where 2 weeks later we don't know who won the insurance race. What is it? The state insurancer, or it's like a position like that. Either way, there's a chance Republicans just block Democrats out of the primary, or general. Why couldn't Nebraska just redraw the line to make the 2nd district more Republican friendly? Because Democrats, they have enough seats to block or use a filibuster. Nighthawk for 10. To be honest, let's see. To be honest, to Co, before the IT went commie, is account votes quick too? What? I miss my home state had to flee due to cost of living exploding, and worse or Colorado. Colorado before it went commie is accounts votes too. I can't read that. Okay, you're talking about Colorado? I miss my home state, had to flee due to cost of living exploding and worsening crime in Denver. Can't forgive Dems for what they did there. Yeah, Colorado just 10 years ago was a beautiful state. Now it's a shit show. But yeah, I couldn't read that. I'm sorry. Like, yeah. To be honest, Colorado. Okay, yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah, I just think with Colorado, 10 years ago was a beautiful state. Now it's a shithole. Not as bad as like California, but it's getting there. It's getting there. Lands Commissioner. Yeah, I mean, Lands Commissioner might be a Republican this year in Washington, which should tell you everything. How are Republicans doing, I should say? Pretty good. Pretty good at Miami-Dade. Pretty damn good. Dude's just having a stroke. Well, no, it was weirded wordly. Weird. Oh, I'm having one of those nights tonight. Excuse me. Yeah, it was worded weirdly. Read properly, challenge if possible. Well, listen. I don't know what's up with me tonight. Don't know. Colorado will be the only state that trend left this year. I disagree. I think you're going to see other states trend Democrat, but rather have Colorado fall than Texas. Oh, yeah. Colorado's a sacrificial lamb. You know, if you lose Colorado but you keep Texas, that's a noble sacrifice by Colorado. But good luck. Good luck. The whole West Coast is either moderate or shit. I wouldn't say moderate, but Weirded Wordly. Yeah. Worded weirdly. Shut up. I'm sorry. I don't know what's up with me tonight. Yeah. I had a bunch of Biden moments tonight. I must have a brain worm, just like RFK. Must have a brain worm. Weirded wordly. I can't believe I said that. All right. Wisconsin. So I think Eric Hovde, he is picking up momentum. I do believe that. The problem is you're going to get Tammy Baldwin. It really comes down to what happens at the top of the ticket. If Trump wins by 2 to 3, I think Hovde wins. But if he wins by like a half a point, I don't think it's enough. But I'm going to say lean Democrat. I think Eric Hovde has a really good chance of winning. Not a guarantee, but he just cannot do like 10 points worse than Trump. If he's doing a point worse than Trump, he has a legitimate possibility of winning. Rap is Biden. That's real. I have Baldwin +1. I think Baldwin's a favorite, but I'm not saying this huge favorite where she's going to win by 15 points. Like, no. She might win. I think she's going to win at the end of the day. It could change, but Hovde is picking it up a little bit. And it seems like the Baldwin campaign's been kind of lazy. I don't know why, but they've done nothing. Like, yeah, they have some commercials, but I don't see any ground game. So I don't know. Maybe they're complacent. Maybe they're cocky, but not a good move. Not a good move. How can we win in solid blue states like Massachusetts without flip-flopping? You can't. These voters will vote Democrat no matter what, except for, like, the Charlie Baker types. That's the only people that will actually vote Democrat. Or, yeah, they're going to vote Democrat no matter what. No matter what you say or do, they're going to say, yep, we're going to win. Vote Democrat. Vote blue no matter who. Rap is overestimated Democrats at this point. Trump is going to win the Wisconsin by more than a point. Well, again, I don't know. I'm just being safe. I'm saying, okay, maybe Tammy Baldwin's a favorite. Same thing with Slotkin. Now, speaking of other Senate races, Nevada and Arizona. I am not confident in Arizona one bit. Listen, I get the idea that, well, Kari Lake's not going to run that far behind Trump. I get that. But she's running such a shit campaign. Like, this is bad. This is not a good campaign. She's not going to win at this point. Could it change? I guess. But has she done, like, anything good in the past 2 months? Her commercials have been garbage from what I've heard. Her ground game's non-existent. And her popularity is getting worse. Or unpopularity has gotten worse. So I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to say lean Democrat. But it's teetering right now. It's teetering on being likely. It's getting bad. Now, again, I'm not denying the idea Kari Lake can pull it off, but I don't trust it. I don't trust Kari Lake to win at this point. Hunt Cow's running a better campaign than Kari Lake. Yeah, he is. He's still going to lose, but at least he's put up a good fight. Not Kari Lake. She's running a bad campaign. Again, that's nothing against Lake, but you have to turn your campaign around now. Don't wait 5 months later and then turn it around. No, you got to turn it around now if you want to win. I could see it being a toss-up, maybe. You know, like, okay, maybe there's a pathway for Lake. She just needs everything to go right. I get that. But I don't know. I just don't trust it. It's safe Democrat. I wouldn't go that far. It's not safe Democrat. If Hobbs has the courage. Alright, Nevada. With Nevada, I think Trump's going to win it. I just don't see how he doesn't at this point. The polling looks very good. Data looks very good for him. Problem is, Sam Brown is not a good candidate going against a well-liked excuse me, a well-liked incumbent. And unless Trump wins by like 3, I think we're going to see Nevada go Democrat by a couple points. I think it's lean Democrat. I could see Sam Brown winning, but at this point in time, I'm not too confident right now. Again, Nevada could swing right a lot this cycle. I'm not denying that. I think it will at the presidential level, but I'm still hesitant to say, yeah, Sam Brown's going to win when I think he's running a shit campaign. let's see. Why do you got Ohio gray? Because we're getting to it. We're kind of going over the states that don't matter. Well, they matter, but we're going over the least likely to flip. Then we're going to the two that actually matter. And we're going with Montana first. Listen, I'm not one of those people to say that, you know, oh, there's zero chance Tesla's going to win or lose. Yeah, Tesla has zero chance to win. I'm not saying that. But at this point in time, I think he's a clear favorite. I just, there's no data point to indicate to me that Tesla's going to outrun Harris by 15, let alone by possibly 20. Like, if Harris loses by 10, okay, Tesla has a chance of winning. But right now, I don't see how Tesla wins. Like, you're talking about doing like 20 points better than Harris. When right now, you're down by 7 points in the polling. You're down by 7. So how the hell are you going to win? How? If you're down by 7 already, you don't have a pathway. You're already below 50. He's above 50%. And the undecideds lean towards Trump. You have to win over so many Trump voters at this point that are undecided. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. Okay, I should say it is possible, but is it likely? No. I find it so unlikely. DHP for 5. What state are you in, Real American? I'm Wisconsinite. Richard Head for 5. If Trump sweeps Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, I think it's fair to say he drags all 3 Senate candidates across the finish line, assuming he wins by more than a point. I mean, Pennsylvania, no. Bob Casey's too well liked. Too well liked. But as for Michigan and Wisconsin, I agree. If it's like by 2, he wins by, yeah, I could see Mike Rogers and Hovde winning. I could see it. I could see it. Nevada is one of those states, though, I think Trump has to win by like 3. Pennsylvania, like 5. It could be less if McCormick makes it a lot closer, but I don't know. Don't know. Now we get to the one state that is going to be very chaotic. Ohio. Listen, this right now is by far the closest Senate race between Bernie Moreno and Sherrod Brown. At this point, Ohio, you know, it doesn't really matter in the grand schemes of winning back the majority because I think Montana's gone for Democrats. Not, I should say for sure gone, but it's getting to that point where Democrats are not going to win it. But I think we're going to see Montana go Republican, and Ohio's the closest one of the night. The problem for Sherrod Brown is one thing, or actually 2 things. 1, polling in Ohio, especially in August, overstates Democrats by like 15 points. Every single year, it's always Tim Ryan plus 7, Tim Ryan plus 8. Now it's Sherrod Brown by 5. Number 2, he's below 50. And the remaining undecided voters, they are Republican voters. So let's just say Sherrod Brown's at 48% and Bernie Moreno's at 44%. Those undecideds are going to be like 95% Trump voters. They're going to lean heavily for Brown or Moreno. I really believe they're going to lean heavily towards Moreno. Now, the problem for Moreno is simple. I think before, like, I would say a month ago, he really wasn't campaigning. I don't get what he was doing, but now he's starting to actually campaign quite a bit for the Senate race. And I think if Trump wins Ohio by 15, like I think he will, it will be enough for Bernie Moreno to win. And I think right now, it's tilt R. Again, unless in 2 months, Sherrod Brown is pulling to like 52%. Then I'll change the rating. But right now, he's below 50 in most polls. Or, Sherrod Brown, yeah, excuse me. And the remaining undecideds are Trump voters. Let's see here. Barris just posted on the locals. What did he say? What did Barris say on locals? Is it something important? Princess Rider for 2. Harris Eternals just leaked its Harris plus 1 nationally. Wow. Harris plus 1? That's it? Harris +1. That's it? You're kidding, right? I gotta find this. Let's see. Ohio State Democrat. No, it's not. I mean, Brown could absolutely win, but at this point, I don't think it's going to happen. Yes, it is important. Well, what did he say? What did Bears say? If it's so important, what's the big deal? Let's see. Brown overperformed Obama by about 3 points in 2012. Assuming Trump wins by about 12, Brown would need to quadruple his overperformance. Exactly. I mean, that's another thing people don't talk about. Back in 2012, which I know that was 12 years ago at this point? I know that was with Obama, but you barely outran Obama versus, what's his name? Frick, what's his name? The clown's name. This former state treasurer. I can't think of his name. The guy that, why can't I think about it? Why can't I think of his name? The state treasurer. God. Let me look this up. 2012 Ohio Senate race. Josh Mandel. Yeah, Josh Mandel. Yeah, Josh Mandel. Josh Mandel lost by like 3 points more than Romney did. Mitt Romney was a presidential candidate, but Josh Mandel, that's who I was talking about. Like, I know it was Mitt Romney, obviously. But I'm talking about Josh Mandel. The guy lost by 6 or whatever. He did 3 points worse than Mitt Romney. Rap, you're seriously sounding and acting like Joe Biden in the stream. I know. That's weird. Literally all of us are spamming it in chat. Yeah, I know. I just saw it. Let's see. Jim Renacci. No, Jim Renacci ran in 2018. Ran in 2018 and got crushed. Mike Lindell. I still think Mike Lindell should run for Senate because he's going to lose, but is there a single Trump voter that would vote against Mike Lindell? I don't think so. You're not going to gain anything from it, but you're not going to lose anything either. Might as well try and see what happens. Because he could get the base to vote. Not saying he wins, but it would be a funny meme. Rapid relation to Barris, I checked. He got the same internal I got. He could also confirm it's Harris +1. Yeesh. Harris +1. Not good. Not good for her at all. Because she needs to win by 3. Gustavo G for 5. Basically, the Harris Eternal is Harris +1 with questions like, do you know Trump involved with Project 2025 and become Hitler? Will you still vote for him? Enact it. Yeah, he would enact Project 2025 and become Hitler. Will you still vote for him? Yeah, that when those are the Eternals that are leaking, it's probably way worse than that. Because when they leak an Eternal, sometimes there are legitimate ones that they do leak for fundraising. But if Harris is only up by 1 in a poll like that, good luck. Good luck with that. People saying look at the Florida primary results. Holy smokes. Rick Scott is absolutely demolishing Democrats. Holy crap. Yeah, I don't think Rick Scott's going to win by a point this cycle. I guess he still could. But he is already at 1 million votes. Democrats are not even at 900,000 votes yet. When you include other Republicans, it's 1.1 million votes. And that's without the panhandle. Let's see. American Nerd for 5. Random question rap. If Bill Clinton didn't run, who do you think would have been the Democratic nominee for president in 1992? I don't know. Because that was such a shit show or primary. Maryland Gotti 83 for 5. Hey, Rap, I'm moving to North Carolina. Are Republicans going to win in November? If not, I will reconsider my move. I think they're going to win. Again, don't just move because I said, yeah, Republicans win North Carolina. It's up to you if you want to move. But if I'm giving my honest take, I think they win. I think right now, they're going to win North Carolina. They're going to. Princess Rider for 2. For reference, Trump internal I saw was Trump plus 3 nationally. Yeah, so when you see internals, they're probably like, if they're leaked, they're probably, I would say, a point or two more friendly or more positive than the actual polling. Like Trump plus 3, it's in reality probably Trump plus 1. Harris plus 1, probably Trump plus 1. So it's probably somewhere in that range, which is, if you're still not leading, despite having the best media coverage ever, better than Obama for crying out loud, you're done. You're not going to win. Florida's not a toss-up, and any pollster saying it is lying. Yeah, how can you look at this result, and I know it's a primary, but for years, Democrats have out-registered Republicans in Florida, but now, Republicans are kicking Democrats' ass in the state. They're getting killed. I mean, look at Miami-Dade. Look at this. 84,000 votes on the Republican side. On the Democrat side, it's like 84,000, 85,000. It's about the same. So if you're barely winning Miami-Dade in the primary, you're done. It's kapooey. It's over. And on top of that, you can't use the excuse of, well, there was no major races on the top of the ticket. Neither was there for the Republican primary. Were there any competitive races statewide? I don't think so. So that excuse is horseshit. Clinton didn't win until South Carolina primary. Yes, South Carolina saved Clinton, just like it did Biden. But the difference was, at least Clinton did all right in New Hampshire, I believe. But, yeah. Joe Biden did awful there. He got like 10% of the vote. Not even. He got like 9%. But somehow won the nomination because of Obama's help. Breaking. Anthony Sabatini wins his primary for Lake County Commissioner. W's in chat for Anthony Sabatini. If that's true, W's in chat. Sabatini's a great guy. I wish he would have been the next congressman, but I'll take it. Still want him in office somewhere. Who won in, let's see. Breaking news. RFK's running mate saying the ticket may drop out. Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, I think RFK drops out. I'm hearing he's going to drop out tomorrow. Possibly. For sure he's on a phone call. That's what I'm hearing. It could be fake news, but that's what a bunch of other people reported right when I said that. So, I mean, I don't know. I think Trump should just offer him FDA, CDC, whatever. Whatever he wants. Go ahead. Here you go. Take your health czar position and do a good job. Have fun. Ara's doing great in Pinellas in Hillsborough County. How are they going? Pinellas. This is where Tampa Bay is. Okay, Democrats in total got that's about 63,000 votes, 64,000. Republicans got about 67,000. Holy smokes. Pinellas County. Democrats total got, again, 64,000, I would say. Republicans, oh good lord. Once again, 65,000 votes. Charlie Howard for 5. Even if Stein wins, North Carolina representatives, Republicans, have a supermajority in the legislature, and Stein would be a lame duck. I think we'll keep our supermajority in Raleigh. Yeah, I think the supermajority is going to stay, no matter what. So it's just a matter of, do you get Mark Robinson, a Giga Chad, governor, like an amazing guy, someone that's going to change the state completely, or do you have Josh Stein getting maybe something passed once a year, but everything else he does just gets overturned by the legislature or the Supreme Court. That's a problem, and I still think he's going to lose. Pinellas is St. Petersburg. Yeah, so Tampa Bay is Hillsborough. Pinellas is St. Petersburg. But the fact is, Republicans are just doing good here. Again, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but where's this Harris surge at? Where? They're getting crushed in the primary in Florida. Absolutely embarrassing for Democrats tonight. Give them FDA. Yeah, do not give them the anything environmental related. Yeah, EPA. Do not give him EPA. But if he wants FDA, CDC, go ahead. Be the health czar. figure out some stuff, whatever. Go ahead. If primary trends continue, Florida would look like 56% to 41%. Holy crap. R plus 15. That's not just, primary turnout. That's not just, oh, Republicans have a voter registration advantage. It's like R plus 7 or whatever. Not R plus 15. DHP for 5. In 1992, it would have been rich kid and never had a job, 4 times California Governor Jerry Brown. Oh yeah, I guess, yeah, Jerry Brown, I forgot about him. Let's see. 10 minutes until Aaron Dimmick is destroyed. Yeah, Matt Gaetz gonna win. If something happens to Matt Gaetz, I'll be sad, but I highly doubt it. Highly doubt that Matt Gaetz goes down. The state as a whole is currently R plus 14, and that's without the panhandle. Oh, yeah, that's right. The panhandles would be like freaking R plus 80, R plus 90. Hey, Rap, kind of an unrelated question, but who do you think replaces Mitch since he's retiring in 2026? I think Thomas Massie might try. I think Massie tries, but he doesn't win. I think it's going to be Daniel Cameron. I think that's going to be the guy that runs. And I think he wins a primary. And I'm not against Daniel Cameron. I think that'll be a good choice. Good replacement. As soon as it hits 8 p.m. Eastern, they're going to call the statewide races. Oh, yeah. They have to wait till the panhandle closes, which I'm fine with. I get that. Because you can't call a race like Florida, especially 20 years ago, it was a swing state. It was a state that decided the election. So you can't call it right away. I am saying that that is currently the difference between the current numbers for this primary. So probably won't happen in November, but if it does, it will be glorious. Yeah, it's not going to be R plus 15, I don't think. But if it's even R plus 10, well, you're done. If you're a Democrat, you're cooked. You're not going to win. You're doing 10 points worse in Florida. Yeah, those polls would be off by 10 points then. Which, by the way, would be hilarious, but would be interesting. I think Daniel Cameron is weak. No, I think he's good on the issues. I just think he ran a bad campaign. His problem was he thought if he just ran as the moderate, the common sense guy, he could win. No. To beat Andy Beshear, you run as the Trump MAGA candidate. He tried at the very end, but it didn't work. He didn't do it enough. Let's see. Pull the trash in awful and garbage. Yeah. If there's a 7 to 10 point miss in Florida, that should tell you everything about the race. I really hope there is, because at that point, polling would be dead. If they have, Harris losing Florida by 2 to 3, but she loses it by like 10. Well, what do you think's going to happen in Wisconsin, which has far worse polling? Same thing in Michigan, even North Carolina. North Carolina is historically awful. Do you think Joe Biden will vote for Trump? Apparently she hates Kamala. Yes. I have a gut feeling that privately they're going to not vote for Harris. Maybe not vote for Trump, but they're not going to vote for Harris. Who's this Keith Gross guy, and why does he have 100,000 votes? Well, it's a primary in Florida. When you have primaries like this, you always get the random candidate to get a big chunk of the vote. Have you looked at the betting markets for Trump? Yes. They have flipped to Trump. Polymarket especially. They have a Trump right now. Predict it's the only one that's keeping it afloat for Harris right now. Which is strange. Like, I thought DNCs and RNCs were supposed to help the respective candidates. Well, after last night's debacle where they were 2 hours late and their speeches sucked, I'm just surprised that the betting markets actually swung towards Trump. Now, you could argue, well, maybe it's because the RFK news, but I don't know. I find it very funny that they shifted Republican. Hey, Rap, do you think Lindsey Graham, John Cornyn, and or Susan Collins could lose their primaries? I would say John Cornyn is the best chance. Lindsey Graham's the guy that every time he's about to lose a primary, he runs to Trump, and for whatever reason, Trump endorses him. Speaking of pulling Marissa City on a Harris plus 2 in Ohio, and I'm just waiting for them to release it, seeing if they have the balls. Yeah, I can confirm they have It is Marist. Okay, hold on. I believe it's Marist, I should say. But I know there is a pollster like that, or Quinnipiac, I can't remember who. They have Harris +2 in Ohio right now, or Harris +4. I can't remember. It's Harris +2, Harris +4. I guarantee you, if they drop it, it's going to be like a day after the convention. They're going to say, see, Kamala Harris post-convention up by 3, when the poll is conducted a month prior. That's what's going to happen. It's a load of shit, but they're going to try it. They're going to do it. They're going to release Harris +2. I hope they don't, because can you imagine how insufferable Twitter will be that day? Oh, Kamala Harris is going to win by 2 points in Ohio. She's winning in a landslide. You idiots have fallen for it every single year at this point. That's so embarrassing. They don't care. Just like Rich Barris brought up today. If you're a Democrat pollster or a media pollster or whatever, if you get every election wrong, maybe once in a while you get something right. As long as you're wrong in the direction towards Democrats, where instead of the Democrat winning by 10, they win by 1, like a 9-point miss. They don't care. They see that as a good thing. They're saying, see, the pollster predicted Harris will win. Even though they said it by 10, she won it by a point. Either way, they're going to say the pollster's correct. But if you have Trafalgar showing Trump +1 in Wisconsin, if they're off by a point and it ends up being Harris +1, they're going to say, nope, bad poll, throw in the trash. It's a Republican pollster, GQP poll. It's garbage. Like the Roanoke College poll today. You had these idiots on Twitter citing the 538 scorecard because Roanoke College is somehow has a grade of D. You know, the best pollster in Virginia, one of the best. Somehow their score is a D. But the New York Times, when they had Biden +2 in Florida, Biden +5 in North Carolina, they're A+. But Roanoke College, because they were off once, they were off in like 2012, I think it was, by 5 points in favor of Romney. Or actually 7 points, yeah. They had one big miss that favored Republicans. Like they claimed Romney would win Virginia by 5, he lost by 2 or whatever. Because he overstated the Republicans, it makes it a bad poll. That's the shit they're pulling right now. It's a load of crap, but they don't care. They really do not care whatsoever. Harris +90 in Wyoming. Yeah. Alex Maddox for 2. Harris +6 out of Tennessee coming low. It's going to happen. There's going to be some pull out of like Mississippi or whatever where it's tied. It's going to happen. Watch. If the polls don't get their act together now, it's going to happen. Harris +6 in Mississippi, or it's Trump +1. Yikes. Harris +100 in Wyoming. Yeah. All right. We're about to see the rest of polls close in Florida, and we're getting results out of the Panhandle. And we're probably going to know right away who's won. Well, we're going to know who won, obviously. Already we know who won, but I'm curious what the turnout is. Rap, how funny if we use the same strategy they used to screw over Bernie against Harris. For what? It would be funny if the convention became contested. Well, apparently some people are saying that they don't want Harris now. Any breaking news? I mean, not really. The only breaking news there was the RFK stuff. In 2020 was like 12 points for Trump. What? All right. CBS has Trump doing better with blacks but worse with white non-college grads. And you see, that's horseshit. Do people really believe the idea that, yeah, Kamala Harris can do better with white working class voters than Joe Biden, Scranton Joe? That alone is what's causing the polling mess. They're understating Trump yet again with white blue-collar voters every damn year, but this time it's more egregious. Because at least you could argue, well, maybe Joe Biden had some appeal, and Hillary Clinton because she was part of the Obama administration, I guess. But Kamala Harris? Yeah, no. That's bullshit. Every pollster that misses by more than their margin of error in 2024 should be kicked out of the aggregate. I wouldn't go that far. I would say if it's consistent, yes. If it's one poll, you know, every pollster, they have a bad cycle. But if it's been like this for 5 years, where everything they've been wrong by 15 points, but they still have an A+ in the garbage 538 scorecard, yeah. Let's see. All right, they just called it. Rick Scott has officially won. What a surprise. What a surprise to absolutely no one. Absolutely demolishing Democrats, despite the Panhandle not even being in. At this point, come November, more than likely, we could call, or we're going to know who won Florida before the Panhandle even comes in. Trump's probably going to be leading at that point, which is just crazy to think, but looks like it. Tim Walz worked with Kamala in the coal mines of the Iron Range. New York Times probably. Yeah, they're going to say that. Yeah, he worked in the Iron Range. You know, so did Kamala Harris. So I get Harris has no appeal to white working class voters, but why did Obama have them? Or was it different back in 2008? It was a little bit different. You know, 2008, Democrats were still seen as a party of the working class. And Obama, his message, especially in 2008, was an outsider, you know, I guess you could say a populist message of, you know, change and hope. He appealed to the working class voter. People forget about that. He appealed heavily to white working class voters. And that's why he won Wisconsin by a shitload. Same thing in Michigan. Same thing in Pennsylvania. Yes, black turnout was a little bit up, but it was much higher in 2012. 2008, his coalition were white working class voters. So, but in 2012, he said, screw them. I don't need them. Can you imagine for a second if Obama, again, he still had some of those voters back in 2012, but can you imagine if Obama never went down the woke ideology crap in his second term? The Republican Party would be dead right now. But the Democrat Party thought, oh, we don't need it. We don't need those white voters in Wisconsin. We don't need those smelly rural voters in Ohio. We don't need them. We can win through suburbs. And that's it. He won Indiana and North Carolina. Yeah. Okay, we got results out of Matt Gaetz' district. No results, actually. Thank you. I want to see here. Oh, jeez. Hold on. How Republican was Escambia back in 2020? It was about R+15. Right now, holy smokes. It's like R+60. Holy shit. People are also sick of 8 years of Bush. Exactly, they're sick of Bush, but I do think Obama's messaging did appeal to these people. I heard Ann Seltzer had a Trump +19 in Iowa right now, but the Harris campaign has objected to it being released, citing sample issues. Oh, God. If she drops Trump +19 in Iowa, there goes Wisconsin. I know that states change. There are some, you know, trends. I get that. But if Trump is doing 10 points better in Iowa compared to 2020, do you really think that doesn't extend to Wisconsin? Where they're very similar vote. They have basically identical voting habits. If you have a big swing in Iowa, you're probably seeing a big swing in Wisconsin. Not as big, maybe, but still a swing. Yeah. I hope Ann Seltzer drops Harris or Trump +19 and we can go back to having Trump winning easy. Because if he's up there by 20, it's over. Yep. Trump will win North Carolina, Georgia, and Wisconsin. Harris will carry Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Nevada. The race will come down to Arizona. I disagree. I think Trump wins Nevada. At this point in time, I think he wins Nevada. If Iowa shifts 10 and 11 points to the right, Trump is winning Minnesota, Wisconsin. I would say Minnesota because Iowa doesn't have a big city like Minneapolis. Neither does Wisconsin. Like, I guess you could say Milwaukee, but you look at the population of Wisconsin, it's very rural. It's very small town, you know, esque. It's not like Minnesota or Michigan or Pennsylvania where you got one city that controls half the vote. Indiana will go blue this cycle because of the Mike Pence resist bros. Real. But yeah, if it's Trump plus 20 in Iowa, it's over. We could call Wisconsin at this point. Not saying it's a guarantee, I guess. It could go Democrat, but very unlikely. All right, if anyone got more questions, concerns, comments, begin sending them now. Last calls for Super Chats, folks. Last calls for Super Chats. Iowa plus 20 means Minnesota is within 2. I could see that. I want to see the poll first. Because I don't want to wait. I don't want to say it's R plus 20 and it turns out that was bullshit. But I don't think it's bullshit. Have a gut feeling it's going to drop, and then every rumor about Wisconsin and Michigan being D plus 20 are dead. I understand why most Republicans hate McConnell, but I will always appreciate him for giving us control of the SCOTUS. Well, you gotta appreciate Trump also, but I understand what you're saying. If it wasn't for McConnell playing games towards the end of Obama's second term, yeah, we wouldn't have a... We probably would have a 5-4 majority, but not 6-3. I know it's technically like 5-3-2, but still, it's... Most of the time, they get the correct decision. Barris as LT for 5. What do you think of Elon Musk pulling X? Isn't like Trump plus 90 right now or something? Yeah, it's not good for Harris. Let's see here. Trump gained in every demographic except the white men. I don't agree with that. I think that proves there's something wrong with the polling. If you're doing worse with white men against Kamala Harris, yeah, no. Don't believe that. Jack Attack for 2. Do you like Rick Scott as a senator? Yeah, he's all right. I think sometimes he can be a little bit cringeworthy, but he's usually pretty good. Nothing against him. It's always Rasmussen. This is New York Post. That's where, what? It's always Rasmussen. What's wrong with Rasmussen? Well, the reason why I think Minnesota will flip red is because rules will shift very far to the right, and I doubt that Hennepin County, the exurbs will continue to trend leftward. Don't know. What is wrong with Dane County? Why is it so blue? Because Madison. You got the University of Madison, and they all vote Democrat. They got a machine down there. On top of that, even the older voters all resist liberals. So, and all the like remotely halfway conservative ones, they moved out. It's a university town. It's a college town. All right, anyways, folks, I think I'm going to end the stream here. If you guys did enjoy the stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. There might be news of RFK dropping out. That's a rumor circulating right now. We just got to wait and see. We could be live tomorrow morning. We just got to wait and see. We'll see you guys in the next stream, video, wherever you see me in. Godspeed to all of you.